Okay, hi, welcome back. So in this video we are going to get the client server chat thing working. So pretty much we can get a bunch of clients attached, connected to the server, and each client sends a message and then that will ping back to all of the other clients. Okay, so to start things up, we're going to need to work on the server and we're going to need to create a list of messages, basically a message buffer, because let's say one of the clients sends a chat message. Well, then what we want to do is we want to save that message and then send it off to all the other clients. And then let's say that like heaps of clients, in any given time cycle send a bunch of messages, but we want to store all of them and send all of them back. So we can pretty much take this, because this is a linked list, we can pretty much take the client list and adapt it and make it a message list. Okay, great. So what we'll do is every time the server updates, we'll set up a new list of messages. So this will get rewritten every time and we'll flush that out to the clients. Okay, so just so we can see the format here when the client sends a message will be something like first the word message to signify the type of communication which is happening, then the client's name, so like Bob, and then the message which they're sending. So we split this up and we just store that information in a string and pass that to the message buffer that will be stored for for later. Okay, so the moment we get a single message, then we set up every single client in our list to write to. So, the next time we get a message, if it's within the same time cycle, then the clients will already be on the queue. All that will happen is that message will be added to the queue and the queued up clients will get both messages. Okay, so the first thing we're doing is not the first thing we're doing, but the thing that we're doing here is we are looking through all of the buffered up messages and we are appending them all onto a single string. We're separating them with this new line character. So on the client side, we'll get that string and we'll split it into different messages based on that new line character. But now we've buffered that all up into a single string and encoded it, and we will send it off to all of our clients. Okay, so that's surprisingly simple. I mean, that pretty much sends the chat message to all the clients. Now we need to work on the client side to receive that chat message. To start with, we're going to have to work on the view controller for the chat room. And as a matter of fact, we're going to need a few things. So I'm just thinking out loud because in my other example I actually had this ready to go. Well, let's grab the message and message list. Oh, just spotted something. Okay, so in the server, for the message list, add, that should not be client, that should be message. Good spot. Okay, so let's just close all this stuff. So I'm just setting a few things up. I also noticed that we are going to need to change something here. So in client login, okay, so once we send this message, let's set reset the button, so set self.ready to false, and clear the text, I guess. So this is in the case that we're logging into the server and we click a name and that name is taken. Then in that case we want everything to reset so that we're not continually sending the same name. I had issues with that before. Okay, so let's grab all of this and stick it in here and just adjust it a little bit. So this is chat room. Okay, so there we have it. We've basically set things up. At the moment, we've got should advance just is always returning false, but let's actually flesh that out a little bit. So this point is the stage where we're going to handle the receiving of messages, basically. Okay, so there's a lot here. All right, so what are we doing? Well, first of all, we just handle our own internals. If we get a message, if we've got a message ready to go, then we just send that off. Then we grab a message from the server. So remember, this is just our standard select thing. We pass in list of readable things, you know, inputs, outputs, and then exceptional is based on inputs as well. Anyway, timeout of 1/10 of a second, so that's how long you wait in between messages. So what we do is we get the message from the server. Now remember, that message was a single string which had a bunch of different messages separated by new line characters. So we go ahead and split that off. Okay, and if we get a valid message, then all we need to do is append it to our list of messages. Okay, so this is fun. Now the last thing we need to do is we need to draw the basically all the messages in the chat history. To do that, we're going to have to adjust our draw screen function to also take in the controller object. Okay, and we will adjust that on all the other prototypes as well, even though they don't use it, just to keep things consistent. Because they basically need to have the same interface. Okay, great. So down here, when we run this, we go draw screen, pass in a reference to ourselves. Okay, great. So we're almost there. We've almost got it. Okay, so I think that might be working. So what we do is we have our linked list of messages, and when new messages are added, they're added at the head of the list. So if we run from the head of the list backwards until we run out of screen space, then we can draw all those past messages. Let's just, you know, see if this works. So this is the final version of this. I'm going to edit this. I've been through a bunch of iterations. So what we do is if we're ready, then we grab the name from the text field, we send that off. If we get back that we're available, then we read back the contents of the text field, put it as our name. Otherwise, we're not available, in which case we should clear the state of everything and just get ready for the next bit of input. Okay. Finally, all right, so we are logged in, we have the message, and we're going to say hello. I'm having a great time. So when I go .decode, I need to execute that function, not store the location of the function in memory. Okay. Okay, great. So as you can see, I'm just debugging. I'm just fixing a few little things. Let's try this again. Okay, finally. We can send messages and we get them. Okay, great. So that's cool. So I'm just going to shut everything down. And just as a little experiment, I'll make it more complicated. So let's say there is a way to open the same program multiple times. I'm too lazy. I'm just going to rename this to client 2. So we have 2 clients and a server ready to go. Okay, client 1 goes to login. And says, okay, my name is Bob. Okay, Bob is in the game. Client 2 logs in. And says, my name is also going to be Bob. And the server says, no, it's not. So then we go, okay, now my name is Alice. And see, this completely cleared the text file. The text, I probably want to... I'll fix this up. This isn't good. Okay, so what I did here is I'm just making sure that instead of resetting to a blank string, I reset to the original string of username. I'll do that here too. Okay. Finally. Okay, server is running. Client 1 says connect, and my name is Bob. Awesome. Bob is good to go. Next client connects. And we also want a name of Bob, however, the nickname of Bob is taken. Alright, so let's go with another name. Okay, so now we have 2 clients. Client, one of them goes, hello? Oh no. Got it. Okay. So what I should be doing when I write to this, I should be clearing everything here in the writable. So writing out to there. So it should be for S in writable, for S in readable. I can't believe I didn't see that. Okay. So this might be causing the error. We need to set each client onto the writable list. Okay. Good. Finally. So Alice says hi. Bob says hello. Cool. So that is it. After much sweat and pain, we have got it working. Awesome. So I hope you had fun. There's a fair amount to do here still. This is basically just pinging messages. It's not handling client exits very gracefully, so that'd be a great thing to work on. And as well, if we press space, so as you can see, it's working perfectly well. So I would recommend, as an exercise, try to fix up the text input. Try to improve that, because this isn't great. But anyway, okay, so I hope you had fun, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.